Good morning from the gorgeous Gold Coast once again. Just want to have a little talk today about something that I learned during the course of my life. I know that's probably not worth much to most people, but it is what it is. And I'm told to relay it for whatever reason that is, which is of no concern as far as why I have these little yarns. So today, something come to me about education and learning in one's life and in my life. We all learn something in a life. Be that your destiny was to go to maybe a good school, education, university, learning from academia, school of hard knocks, the school of blue-collar workers, school is everywhere in life. It's in the learning of a life. And it doesn't matter what we think about how other people learn or what their destiny's been in respect to learning. Everybody is the same with learning on the level of what they learn by or what they learn through. And nobody is lesser or above anyone in learning. There's no arrogance when you learn that what I just said as far as learning's concerned. No lesser, no better. Everyone learns something in a life. Everyone. And that's the beauty of learning in a life. And when we can get the learning out of our experiences in any form of learning, then that's good learning. And there's a hell of a lot of information in there for yourself and other people if you want to share that information. Learning in a life can bring us great freedom when we understand the diversity of learning on so many different levels. If you're open to not pigeonholing any human being because of how they act or their lifestyle, colour of their skin, what you perceive their status is in society. If you understand that every human has value in their own experience in somewhat, you can learn by not judging. You can learn by seeing your arrogance. You can learn by how you cope with things you don't like. You can learn by your interactions with people every single day of your life. Why you reacted to this situation. Why people reacted to you. What part did you have to play in that interaction? Well, that's the way I look at learning anyway. And it's brought me a lot of freedom in my life. Life is learning on some aspect. And it's when we stop learning, our life stops. Or we don't develop. Or we don't look at our struggles also. And the learning component in our struggles. Or we don't look at other things we've learned through things we haven't liked going through, or things that annoy us, or things that piss you off. There's learning in things that make you angry. There's learning in things that you don't like. If you're open to learning, it's there. So how do we get into a framework of learning from everything that happens to us in our life? Well, you've got to become accountable for your life to do that. You've got to be aware of yourself and stop being naive to what you do and how you act. And the outcomes of your behaviour as a contribution to any situation that you've entered into your life through your decisions that you've made. There's a lot of learning in that when you realise that you're accountable. And until you become accountable, I don't know if you can learn on the level that I'm talking about. Yeah, sure, you can learn to a certain extent. And if you're content with what you see as the end of the road in your learning, by what you do every day, then that's as far as it's going to go. But if you want to look on a deeper level and ask yourself the question, why am I like this? Or why do I react to these situations? Or what part did I have to play in that interaction with that person? Or why can't I have what that person's got? Or why can't I live the life that that person lives? Or why haven't I got the loving relationship that that person perceives they've got? Or why haven't I got a girlfriend? Or why haven't I got a boyfriend? Or why haven't I... If you don't ask the question, you're not going to get the answer. But usually those answers that come back is all pessimist. I can't have that, They've got that because they're lucky. I'm not like that. They've had it easy to get that. If you start going down that track of justifying why you can't have a life or create what you want, then you're not learning. And there's only one person that's responsible for that. No one else. When we stop learning, we become fearful. We become arrogant. We become angry. We become resentful. We become inadequate when we stop learning from all our experiences every day of our lives. Everything that we go through, to what happens at work, to the job that we're doing, to the relationships that we're in. And one of the best indicators that we aren't learning is we're not growing, or we are stuck. Or we don't like what we're going through. That stops us from learning from the experience of life. So there's many ways to learn if you're open to it. And learning academia is not a prerequisite of intelligence from learning. The highest level of learning is you learn from everything you do. Everything. And if you focus enough on learning from everything that happens to you in your life, you're going to see things you didn't see prior to not learning from every experience and every decision and every action that we all make. That's my take on learning. It never stops. It only stops when you stop. There's no age bracket in it. There's no, you haven't got the ability to do it. There's no justification not to learn. There's no justification to not be open in your life to learning new ways of doing things and developing yourself. There's no reason why you can't do it. Because you're going to learn anyway. You're going to learn to be more scared not to do things. You're going to learn to protect yourself. You're going to learn not to try. You're going to learn to watch yourself. And you don't want to learn like that. Because if you learn like that, you'll become that. Learn the other way. Look for the opportunities in learning. Look for the opportunities from your experiences. And if you take responsibility for yourself, you'll find them. Have a good day. God bless us all.